down smoke. Smoke. I'm throwing a grenade. Flashbang. Throwing a flashbang. Laying down smoke. Throwing fire. Throwing a flashbang. Flashbang. Grenade. Activating the bomb. Bomb has been planted. Molotov. down smoke. I'm throwing the flashbang. Fire in the hole. Smoke. Throwing the flashbang. Molotov. Deploying flashbang. Throwing flashbang. Throwing the flashbang. I'm throwing the laying down smoke. Throwing fire. Flashbang. Throwing smoke. Throwing smoke. Throwing the flashbang. Incendiary out. Flashbang. Grenade out. Grenade. Guard. I'm planting. Smoke. Defusing.
Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win.
Let's go. Yes. Now we fight. Throwing fire. Smoke. Incendiary. Throwing the flashbang. Incendiary out. Throwing a grenade. Throwing fire. Flashbang. Flashbang. Throwing flashbang. Smoke. Throwing smoke. Smoke. Grenade out. Laying down smoke.
Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win.
Of course. Yes. Nos. Smoke. Throwing fire. Smoke. Incendiary. Incendiary out. Flashbang. Throwing the flashbang. Fire in the hole. Flashbang. Granate. I'm throwing the flashbang. Throwing smoke. Throwing smoke. I'm planted.
Bomb has been planted.
Deploying flashbang. yes. Of course. Let's go ahead. Throwing fire. Throwing smoke. Throwing flashbang. Fire in the hole. Laying down smoke. Smoke. Flashbang. Throwing a decoy. Throwing smoke. Throwing everything. Granate. Laying down smoke. Fire in the hole. Throwing a grenade. Throwing smoke. I'm throwing a grenade. I'm planting the bomb.
Bomb has been planted.
Smoke. This guy's exploded.
Terrorists win.
A lot of support here for SK. Playing with Thobs, doing a great job, to be honest.
Yeah, but they need to do better. 6 of 12 rounds for Fnatic on their CT side, and they are looking for more. They've got the SMGs out on the CZs, double MP9 play. We've already seen Fnatic aggressive in the full buy rounds, and they may have to be even more so in this kind of situation.
Laying down smoke.
Early smoke down in connector. Nobody around the fountain area, around the party area. Crims, I think, is in the connector position with the MP9, and then JW with the CZ towards the toilets. Can't really repick that one, doesn't have the range with the pistol anyway. So some map control here for SK. Two players moving through connector as well. But that fast fire rate of the MP9 might be a nasty surprise.
And like you said before, there's utility here to make it weird, make it awkward. Crims just going for the full wide peak with the MP9 against 2 AKs. Not going to find much success there. Does get a little bit of damage, but it's negligible. As SK still stand 5 members strong against the 4 as they start to press onto the A site. JW there, but he's been tagged down low previously. There is time here being bought by Fnatic as they are rotating. JW, that's a pretty good frag to get the bombs on the floor. Flusher, 2 HP with the AK. He's got to keep himself alive. SK continue to press.
They have to rescue the bomb though. Tubbs cutting off the rotation. Just about. Things getting slightly nervous here for SK. And now Flusher's just baiting for Golden. Golden's got to find the frag. Now they've both been spotted. All the information is known. And this round will surely soon come to an end. All the bullets whistling past Flusher's head. Trying to maybe save this gun of 2 HP, but I don't know if he can escape this position. There's Gold Zero on the site, and there's 1 frag down, but I'm sure it is time to retreat. Phelps in the red, Fur in the red. SK will be careful about this. They may play for the beep beep of the bomb. And Flusher may feel like there is no escape. So how will this play out? Flusher with 2 HP as well. Someone's going to die. But who's it going to be? He has a kit. And he's dead. He is absolutely dead. SK back to winning ways.
I liked what he was doing there, just trying to, as you say, like he's like thinking to himself, there's no way I can escape here, but I can try to take as many people with me as possible. So it's quite cool to see him do what he does, and also to see the response of SK, how disciplined they were with the angles. You can see all the angles that flusha was looking for are spots that a lesser experienced team and group of players would definitely over peak. They may go for that peak, and he's probably going to get you. So really nice there from both sides as SK take the lead finally in this half. And once again for Fnatic, down to the pistols. But they have a lot of utility behind this. And again, James already highlighted how weird that can make things for the T's.
Yeah, they've gone for the full force buy. That's a massive pop flash, but Krims is blind as well. Still trying to make inroads, and he will get a kill out of it somehow. The push continues from JW, but the numbers are here for SK, so they've got to be careful. More flashes, they continue to close the distance. JW, oh, he's got the angle, but he doesn't have the bullets. And that is an important kill for SK moving forward. Lots of time on the clock, haven't conceded anything crazy in terms of map control. So they're in a reasonable position, SK. They need to get the bomb with the rest of the team and then make a play towards the site. Slowing things down, waiting for an overextension, but they might not expect flusha if he starts going up the ladder.
And this is something as well that Fnatic will be thinking about, just the way that SK are pacing themselves in this 4v3. They're thinking, okay, we're going to cut noise, just hold positions for a while, see if Fnatic try to run in a flank. Because one of the things that Fnatic are looking for here is obviously more kills, and maybe pick up a gun, isolate a player who's in the back, and then steal that gun away to save it into the next round. Golden's on the site, the lone man. Can he find some damage? Flash was good, but he doesn't get the wide peek into the long position. Pushing forwards now to the bathrooms. There's a nice frag. Looking for the refragger. It's Taco, though, from the bathroom position. Flush has found an AK tapping down. That's, I think he thought he had the frag there, but he... Oh, that's... You hate to see that, don't you? It's happened to all of us.
You see his face. He was annoyed with that one. I think he might go for it if he gets that kill. But that is the round over. And because that was a force buy from Fnatic, it is time for them to eco-save. Or is it? They're going for a force buy again. Oh, it's the last round of the half. Of course they're going for a force buy. Hello. And back in the room. Nova out on Lekro. The rest of the team on CZ's grenades once again. There's the molly, goes to the short position, stops the CTs pushing into short B. But the CTs have got mollies of their own. So there may be a fight here, but it seems that Fur will, in fact, maybe move through uncontested, although they know a dangerous Fnatic lurks somewhere. But where? That is the question.
Shells waiting for the peek. He might be rewarded soon. There it is. Wide peek. Double wide peek. Actually, two players going for it. They have nades in their hands. That's a free kill for Phelps. JW looking to double down on the duel, but it's Phelps to win it out. And that really goes a very long way here as far as SK success go for this round. Now all they need to do is just wait a little bit more, see if they can base out any additional players, or rather plays from the remainder of Fnatic. We saw this same approach in the previous round from SK. Slow, they have a fast approach, they slow it down after a couple of frags, then they come together again with about a minute left to start trying to open up the bomb site.
Smoke towards B. Often smoking the B platform to give more access to plantable locations. Smoking off the top cover. Taco, good for the second kill, and that's pretty much Fnatic neutralized, unless flusha can somehow stop the bomb from getting to a bomb site. 25 seconds, and now there where flusha is, that bomb can start to speed up, and Coldzera will shut down that round. I feel like this half almost had three acts: the force buys, the Fnatic success, and then the SK success at the end.
It was quite the journey.
Yeah, and it's SK who somehow have a 9-6 lead, which is pretty solid considering what a war of attrition that was for both teams. But let's see now. This is a massive pistol round. If SK can win this, we might be looking at a 12-6 scoreline by the time the buy rounds come out. So perhaps we will see Mirage after all.
Yeah, I think you're right. When SK get that economy straight away on the CT side, It's like a boulder is coming in for you and you're sort of unable to move and you're just going to get crushed by that boulder. That is the aggression, the unrelenting AWP aggression as well, which is really what is, I think, the most scary thing about this map and Fnatic. And of course, like again was mentioned on the desk, Cold is an absolute menace with the AWP towards that B bomb site and just generally as an anchor. And then if you think about all of the plays Fallen can make around the map, it's just so, like, name a more iconic duo than Fallen with aggressive AWP plays on Overpass.
Here we go. Golden on the P250. He's got a smoke and a flash as well. All Kevlar for the CT, save for Fallen, who has a defuse kit and a flashbang for the time being. Fer, of course, is in enemy territory, as per usual. Fer doing Fer things. And he might be flanked by Flusher. The T's have position, maybe waiting or expecting Fer to retreat. But Fer's just chilling. Fer is very relaxed in this situation. And Golden's almost forgotten about him. That was weird.
Yeah, this does not bode well for SK, but Phelps, that's a very convincing shot there, and he's able to fall back, it seems, unscathed almost. And losing 12 health. That is a nice result for SK. They needed that desperately. There's still time here for Fnatic to work onto this side, but the positioning of Phelps could be very interesting. Does Crims have any idea about this? Will he check that corner? If he doesn't, he's very dead, and the Shadow is giving up the game. Phelps,
oh, dude, seriously. How on earth are you even doing that? 4 versus 3 now. Taco still, though, on the B bomb side. This is basically a 4-on-2 across 5 teams, and it's time for Colt to deliver a kill, but he will be traded by JW. More headshots delivered by Fnatic. Planting the bomb. Oh, they're passing each other. Trains, ships in the night, but Taco, he will be sensed by JW, sniffed out and eliminated. That's not the pistol SK wanted. And Fnatic have the opportunity to start those buy rounds with an even score.
This was kind of nuts, the reaction here from Crims.
Oh, dude.
That's a really tough spot for Phelps. It looks like you have a really big advantage, but with the pistols and the USP in particular, you kind of have to hit the first bullet in that kind of a spot. So it's very unforgiving. 3 AKs, a UMP and a MAC-10. The anti-force buy round from Fnatic, but the force buys have been so menacing. Perhaps some of the most exciting rounds that we've seen on Overpass.
Whoops. Oh, okay. Works out anyway.
Yeah. Definitely a lot of CTs do like to jump up there.
Elevator Molotov.
It's pretty cool. I like it. But they won't find anyone from it. Fallen does get tagged and also spotted with the scout. I feel like he's the most dangerous person right now in these kinds of buys. Waiting patiently. Again, he plays his position so confidently. He must be looking for him. Oh, Fer gets the kill. Meanwhile, Taco as well picks up the kill. Now it's the 3v5. This is desperate.
Yeah, but he had Lekro on. Lekro has a flash. Lekro is on long. Lekro could have flashed into the toilet area for JW to peek. So, I mean, maybe they're saving the flash for later on because they don't have a lot. Let's see if they are. Then there's a risk taken and didn't work out for them. Taco taken out towards short B. Will that encourage Fnatic to head in that direction? Cold Zero is still lurking in around that position. So, danger still awaits. This is a very awkward angle to check if you're a T. So very curious how things will progress. Flusher rescuing the AK-47. Fnatic now just chilling out, just spreading around. It seems Fnatic is on the gun disposal service perhaps. 30 seconds left though. Now Fallen gets picked off.
That's really important. But there's one more player lurking. Phelps! There it is. There could be problems. I wonder what the plan is for. Oh, that net could be big. Let Crow, though, able to dodge it. Very, very close. And the bomb is planted safe inside the site. So Fnatic should be pretty good for a defense here. But Cold has maximum health, armor, and a kit. And the element of surprise. Oh, no! Runs out of bullets. But the health of Let Crow is very low. The MAC-10 incredibly potent right now. Phelps could definitely clutch this as he tries to turn the corner. And he nails it with the MAC-10. These rounds, James, just down to the wire every time.
That is, what a scary position. You're in the red, your teammate's got your opponent, has a MAC-10. He doesn't need to stop moving. He can just run all over the place and spray you down. That's exactly what happens. So, SK maybe in a better situation. What do Fnatic choose to do? They could eco for one round and then bring out the AKs, and I think that's likely. But pistols are being purchased, and I must announce, Lekro has a deagle.
Definitely always should be a PSA, that is for sure. And it does feel like he's good for, you know, one really insane Deagle rounds every map. Not to build it up too much, but we'll see what he can accomplish. SK will take passive positions around the map. We've got to be careful there. Flusher does take some damage, but Taco's more at risk. He doesn't want to risk getting destroyed for a smoke. There's no need for it, so he will fall back for the time being. But also SK, they do like to try to push those positions. They get good mid-round information for those pushes as well.
Lots of dangerous pistols around the toilet's position. Fallen will be the forwardmost person with the UMP. Those are some warning shots there by Lecro. So how do SK deal with this? They've got plenty of grenades, but you never want to get caught holding one. Fallen will look to the outside of the toilet, so there's a perfect Molotov. Lecro standing in the flames, willing to take a risk, but not finding anything. Fallen, that sound cue may give his position away, but are Fnatic paying attention? Yes, they are. Lecro spamming through the wall. He knows somebody's there.
Oh, this could be a big nade. Oh, that's some good damage. And they will be knocked down. The flank will come in, and there shouldn't be much more that can be accomplished here by Fnatic. Golden on 12 health. The jumping MP9 to finish it.
The MP9 has surprisingly good jumping accuracy across the SMGs. And that's all that needs to be said about that. Now it's the buy round. For those of you in GoTV, CT side SK, always good to watch Fallen, but also pay attention to how they set up rifle support for the sniper rifle in the rounds where they choose to do that. The combination of the two players is always quite interesting to watch.
And now we have Fnatic putting most of the players here towards the A side of the map, just one man. Flusher making noise towards B, and with one man you can actually do a lot of work towards taking sewers by yourself and so on. So Flusher will be that man here for Fnatic, although he is in a fairly far back position. Taco does take a lot of damage through the smoke though, due to Flusher's efforts. That may not be something that he realizes, but that is going to make Taco play more passively, and that could help out Flusher dramatically. Fnatic with a very slow approach with their default at the moment, really testing everything, trying to be very responsible. But one thing to note is their utility. They're at a point now where they've cleared some of the map, but they need to save the remaining utility if SK play very passive and force them to run a set piece onto a bomb site. They need the smokes for that. And so now you can see JW just trying to clear just by walking. Doesn't have any teammates around him. JW could get a really big angle there. Very important frag by Fer, but JW, they may not realize he's there.
Surely they know. Fer gets taken down. Fallen down to 2 HP. Fallen alive is always very dangerous. Can he avoid the grenades though? Choosing to run up long, but there's a player coming for him, and he's got the sound cue. He's heard it. This is so awkward, so dangerous. And there it is. Lecro comes out, and there's no one to trade. Smokes it down. The shadow gives JW's position away. And now we're down to 3-on-2. Taco moving up from the connector position. Fallen and Cold Zero lie in wait. The clock ticks. It's planted for CT. The spray is there. They know where one of these three players is, but where are the rest?
It's going to be a very tough situation here for both teams. So many aspects at play. Good off angle from Flusher. Ooh, the timing almost brutal, but he manages to get it down. Taco dead. Up to Cold and Fallen. Cold needs to win this. He's the only man with health, but somehow Fallen. How does he do so much damage? He has no health. Surviving by the skin of his teeth and then able to help clutch the round out for his team. SK with another round, but Fnatic are really pushing them to the limit.
If Fallen is alive, 1 HP, 2 HP, 4 HP, 5 HP, he is a problem each and every time. 12 rounds to the 7 of Fnatic, and Fnatic will be back on the pistols once more. It will be a deeper investment since the loss bonus is higher. Another dangerous round for SK to deal with. Maybe, just maybe, we're going to see the Brazilian strong style in a good position now. Lots of grenades. See how they deal with these pistols, however. So you've got Fallen and Fer now. You've got the rifle support outside the toilets. And they see these. Okay, there he is. Let go of the Deagle. Instant trade.
Dropping the nuke there onto SK. Fer! Gonna take some bullets there by the CZ as well. So These pistols doing some damage. The AWP collected by Golden as well. Lekro staying on the Deagle for the time being. There is a player in Suez though. Taco gets the peak. Great angle. It's very hard to deal with. Golden does announce his position with the AWP. Flusher has a good timing, but Taco's... Oh, he was expecting it. Heard the footsteps, but still a frag the way of Flusher. And with a minute to play with, all of a sudden, Fnatic will probably know that they have a pretty open map right now, but do they want to gamble going back towards A?
If they slow things down, there's a reasonable chance that you're going to have one CT on either side because there's so much time to play with. But what is the play from Flusher? Golden is just waiting, just biding his time while Flusher's looking to make an information play. We saw similar things from SK on a recent T-side of overpass as well, and it seems that Fnatic are making a very similar play. 30 seconds remain though, so what is he really looking for in this position? If he doesn't see anybody in connector, then what is the play? They can't stay separated forever. Really running the clock down. Moving away from the B bomb site now. We've got Phelps staying deep in the A site. Still one CT per site, but Cole surely starts to hear the running from the low ground. The smoke is down. And here we go, the push from Phelps. It's low color for the pump. Golden gets sprayed down. And it won't work out for Fnatic. But again, that was an eco round. And it did do a lot of damage.
Absolutely, and I was thinking in them going A that's the better bet than going into B. Cold was holding a really nasty angle in the water, which was kind of safe. He can get kills from it and never let them plant the bombs. So I was like, all right, they're going A, that's the better chance, but still, very strong play from Phelps, shutting it down. Maybe Fnatic just didn't leave themselves enough time, but it is in the past. But for SK, it could be in the very near future a victory on this map. They're 3 away, and they have the momentum. Fnatic, they need a good round, and they need it now. Fur with very disgusting smoke trick. I wonder if Crims realizes what... It does look like he realizes what that smoke is all about. Crims a very intelligent player. Fur still going for it though. Crims, he gets it. He understands what that smoke means, and that's a free frag for Fnatic.
Fallen must deliver now. So far, so dangerous. How does JW play this situation? Fallen starting to back away, leaving his presence as a threat for JW, but JW is already moving up long, he doesn't care. He does not care, however, the bomb is on the other side of this smoke. I think there are 2 Ts there. Fallen scoping the whole way. So important that he stays scoped. If he just scopes when he gets down there, they know his position immediately. Because he was scoped in earlier on, they have no idea he's there. They get the frag regardless. 5 versus 3, and JW is looking to make life worse, waiting to punish something to peek long. And there it is, some spray towards Phelps. The grenade will not finish things off, but maybe he can pull rotation. Still 2 players in the B bomb site, but Fnatic are moving towards A.
Yeah, very big round for them. They're looking like a shoe-in for it. Now it's just clean up duty, make sure that the CTs have no weapons. Their economy is really bad. It's only Cold who has any degree of money here. You can see he's got 6K, rest of his teammates below $2,000. So that is, this is the perfect timing for Fnatic to make this work. And one thing I really enjoyed about the way Crims played the connected position is that they saw Fallen basically rotating back from a forward position around the picnic area and the party area. And so it's very likely from that point that Fallen could rotate into the connector spot. And so Crims was really looking for this. And from there on, it's just a solid slow push from Fnatic. 13-8, or 8-13 I should say, as Fnatic just picked up their 8th round.
Yeah, and I think Crims, we have to add him to the GoTV picks as well, because he's just having a great tournament overall, really. He is thriving in this iteration of Fnatic. Grenade deployed, not hitting the mark, but oh, okay. That's a great pick by Lekro. I mean, we can't expect much from SK in this round anyway. It is a pistol round. They have a 5-round lead. That's the most important thing at the moment. Coldzera has got the AWP though. So perhaps he can do something. Again, he had a lot of money, so it seems he invested some of it into a gamble play. But now it might be a question of trying to hold on to it around a bank position as JW once again just goes for a jog up the long position, and now we look to see if Coldzera can hold on to his gun.
Yeah, and it's definitely in the interest of Fnatic to invest something. They have a decent amount of money in the hole. It's not amazing, but they can definitely invest at least a couple players into trying to remove the AWP. But it is cold, of course, so ooh, some burn damage. That's going to help out. But of course, one of the strengths of the AWP is it's very hard to trade an AWP player if he's playing from certain angles, from certain ranges. can become very strong. And it is cold again, so you have to be very careful. They will start creeping into his position though. Let's see if Cold can hold on to this. It would be very, very big for SK if they can keep this AWP. If there's an AWP on the team, there's always a chance to win a round.
There isn't all the money in the world for Fnatic either. However, it's probably more important to try and eliminate Cold and this AWP. We saw what Fallen can do with 2 HP and the AWP, so you definitely want to take this sniper away if you can. And Cold can't really go too far from this because he may take damage from the explosion. And down below, actually with 40 HP, he should be all right. Right, draws the weapon and Cold misses the snap. No AWP for you, sir. Do we want an AWP? Fnatic say no. And that's another thing we've seen from Fnatic is that they're willing to play spawns. When they have a sniper, you'll see Lekro use it sometimes. And that's something that we'll see come into play on Mirage, should we make it there. So I really hope we do, because it's going to be such an interesting map. But here we are. Going into the next round, the money still sucks for SK. Fallen's on a scout, but there's not much else to offer for SK at the moment.
And, you know, looking at the score in the previous round, it was 13-8. That was kind of the score line we saw that SK made a comeback on Inferno with. So Fnatic looking to do the same to SK as SK did to them on Inferno. But of course, that's a long way to go before that's a reality. And we've seen how scary the force buys can be, or even, sorry, the half buys, just pistols, anything in the hands of the SK players. Very scary. That scout on Fallen. SK poised to play off of information with the very forward position and along with Fur. As soon as they start to get some info towards B, Fur can start to make some gambles, start to find a good push timing for a flank. So Fnatic need to be very cautious. JW's already tagged down. They look like they want to eventually explode onto the B side, but with no sewers control, that's going to be very difficult.
SK pretty much know exactly where Fnatic are with their positioning. But now, as Fnatic move into the B bomb site and only Cold is there, how do they make something happen? Cold taken down immediately. Fallen rotating to the high ground. Not sure if the balcony's been smoked off yet, but there are smokes around the site. JW taken down for 3 boosts over the smoke. As the bomb is planted, there will be cover, but there is damage taken by Lekro. 4 on 4. A bit hairy for Fnatic at this point, even with the AK advantage.
I wonder if SK suspect the flank, because the jump spot from the sandbags position, they did spot 3 on the site, and so they know that 1 is missing. Essentially, as far as their information goes, it looks like things should be okay here for Fnatic. They're holding on pretty well. That said, Fallen's still just at it there. Gets another kill. The scout first picked up an AK, and there's 2 players left, although he doesn't have a kit. So he's really run out of time here, but he is making this very expensive for his opponents. Trying to jump across there, but Crims is going to land the shots. 3K for him in the rounds. Crims having a fantastic performance, just as you said, in this tournament. Maybe we should call him Jarl Crims, James. Leader of Viking tribe.
We could just call him Crims as well. I mean, that works for me. Right then, 10-13. Fnatic maybe getting too close for comfort to the score of SK Gaming. Fallen on the AWP once again, lacking a helmet, but versus 5 AKs, it probably won't make too much of a difference. Crims very fast into the connector position. Lekro taking massive damage this time. Shrapnel for days.
But it's probably worth it. He's got some good positioning. He can hang out here and just hear a lot of jumping around if they're trying to go for a boost. Lekro should be able to get that information for his team. And just having 1 player you can just even leave in the serious position from this point forward is pretty powerful, as it does mean that you have the information that, okay, we can rotate back through connector into B if we then take A map control. But Fnatic are just holding position at the moment. They're looking for a mid-round information play from Fnatic.
Again, you've got the Fallen and Fur sniper and rifle support situation going on. Fallen holding a tight angle while Fur is just covering his 6. Fallen 6, that is. His rear end. 45 seconds on the clock, and SK noted they don't have eyes towards A long. Oh boy, Golden gets punctured like a football on a motorway. And down goes the smoke. SK now playing delay tactics. And now we've got, I think, Lekro trying to make something happen towards the B bomb site here, but he'll get taken down by coldzera. And that might start a rotation. I think Phelps is making his way towards the B bomb site. But there are such advantages for SK, 5 versus 3. 17 seconds with which to plant the bomb. JW spotted, but it looks very tentative and too slow for Fnatic. The trades will be there, but there's 10 seconds to get the bomb down. The flank won't come in time, so the bomb will get planted, but Crims has got to go huge here.
This is going to be very, very awkward. Crims gets the spray. Still 2 more players to go here for the Brazilians as they now try to combine forces, linking up there from 2 different sides. It's going to be very difficult for Fnatic, but Crims is still alive. JW has the AWP. There's a lot working in their favor as time starts to wane. Good frag from coldzera up to Crims. He's been an absolute beast so far. He sees the shadow. Oh! Crims again! The quad kill in the most pivotal moments.
That is a massive round for Fnatic. They've broken the money of SK, and they are just 2 rounds away from catching up with them. Is a 2-0 possible for Fnatic? That is a question that we have to ask at this point. It's an eco round from SK once again, falling on the scout. Deagles, CZs, 1 flashbang. It's been a hard fight to get to this point for SK. They still have a lead for the time being, but it's dwindling.
It's crazy firm line opportunity here. It does spot out all the noise JW is making, but there's no opportunity. JW knows what's up. And it's kind of insane how pivotal that last round was. It was a massive swing round. Fnatic actually have a chance here to make this comeback a reality. More frags here as the pistols are denied any potential picks. And Fnatic look quite stable in this position. They can move all together now. A-long, pretty much anywhere across the map, just as long as they stay together, they have the numbers advantage to trade out effectively. And so this should be somewhat easy, but of course, Cold, Taco, and Phelps do have very dangerous pistols. And here comes Cold. Ooh, there goes Cold.
That almost blew my ears up. Taco and Phelps now the last 2 pistoling players, and Lekro is just trying to, well, he's doing multiple jobs actually, but he spotted someone. He spotted Phelps, who starts to reposition, and Golden will take him down. That just leaves Taco now, and he's on the B bomb site. SK heading towards their next buy, but I mean, look at the score. Fnatic are en route. But can SK stop the Swedish train here on Overpass?
It would be so insane if they were to accomplish that. I think it would just destroy so many people's expectations. It's how this all should have played out. But honestly, when we saw that first map playing out, just the level that the individuals of both teams were rising to is honestly so remarkable, and just shows that every player on both teams has this championship level quality to them that can carry them deep in any tournament. Such resilience. And there it is, Taco looking for some consolation kills, but he is fragged, and the next round is to begin here. 13 for SK, still where they've been for quite some time. Fnatic now 1 round away from equalizing.
SK, they have so many setups on the CT side around the AWP or Fallen. Almost infinite, it feels like sometimes, but they're not working so well anymore, and they may feel like they have to get more aggressive than the somewhat passive position they had previously, even with the first pick onto Golden through the toilet position. Tactical timeout to discuss what they need to do. Fnatic continue with the 5 AKs. They've got good utility as well. And here we are. It's crunch time for the Brazilians. 1 map down, 1 round up.
Everyone taking a breather in this moment of downtime, the madness. Stopping for just a moment, the eye of the storm. We're back in the storm very soon, I'm sure, as the battle between the Brazilians and the Swedes continues here on Overpass. Some early chip damage done onto coldzera as forward setups are shown here in front of the toilets towards the party area from the SK side. Lekro, oh, that's a great entry from him. Early 5 versus 4 for Fnatic, but can he escape? Well, Golden's got him covered.
Taco taken down towards the monster position that activates Flusher, making his way through. Sobs now fighting around the smoke. Does he make a play towards short? He's got to be careful. They're spraying. He might wait for a reload and try and punish. There's the reload, but he's just keeping an eye on monster for the time being. SK in a lot of trouble. Spotting the shadow of Flux, but is he good for it? There's shots coming from the short position, and there will be a trade from Lekro. 4 versus 2, but Fallen and Fur are here. There's the angle from Fallen. No more smokes for the T side. They've got to run through. Surely someone gets taken down. Maybe not, making their play now. And Fallen cannot reaggress. It's down to Fur. 1 versus 3. The grenade looks great, but there's no kill from it. Lekro in the red. Fur's got to go nuclear. 1 kill already on him, but he won't get any more than that. Lekro showing his worth for Fnatic. 13 apiece.
Yeah, I think it's a very good thing to highlight, James. I mean, Lekro has been sort of quietly getting just all the frags here. We've seen some of the biggest clutches and biggest moments from Crims, but Lekro has been a consistent performer across both maps in moments of dire need, and this is looking very crushing now. Fnatic have so much momentum. They're poised to win this match. SK need to continue to show the resilience that they have shown all series long, but it can only go so far. We need something special from them. This is going to be a hard round to get something done in. Fallen is testing the waters here with that scout, but unrelenting grenades here, blocking him from really making a play. Forced back, and we'll give some more space here to Fnatic as they start to approach the toilet's position.
SK have lost the last 6 rounds in a row. Perhaps Fnatic have solved the puzzle. But first they must escape this anti-eco round. It's a dangerous one, and Fnatic have not always proven successful. Minute 10 on the clock. Always nice to open up the long A area, try and keep as much range as possible versus these pistols, the likes of the 5.7 on Taco. Only 1 shot to take somebody out. Fnatic, though, they don't want to play the clock down too long. Fur still has a smoke, and that could be a problem as the round progresses. So Fnatic, if they're too careful, they may end up costing themselves the round. And they have such an advantage versus SK here.
They really do, but I do really like that setup on A long. It's a smoke just drops straight on top of it by the T's here. And they'll spot out Fallen. Fnatic just have a great degree of game sense and cognizance to these plays that SK are making. This JW spotted out though. That's a gun for Fur. He picks up the frag as well. Golden needs to press forward into the site. They're trying to go for the crossfires here as they cover all the positions, but SK look very dangerous with these weapons. There's players all over the place. The bomb has to go down. Lekro, last man standing. He's going to make some incredible plays here, but there's no time. Nothing left in the tank for Fnatic. SK with the steal.
You just knew it was going to happen. So little time on the clock when Fnatic throw their own smoke on long, which, I mean, yes, they get a kill out of it as they try and boost, but at some point you've got to make a play and you've got to get the bomb down. You've got long range, but the CTs have got the sight. And they've allowed SK back into this. They've been so suspect on those rounds, and it might cost them the map of Overpass.
This is just a quarterfinal, James, but this really feels like a grand final between these two teams. Fur going aggressive towards the fountain, pop flash for him. Nice setup. Fur gets a slam dunk as he falls back and away now. SK can take the 5v4 and run with it as they begin to get a bit more passive across the map. And Fnatic is going to take them a while now because they have to be suspicious of every position.
Already down a man. Oh, their nerves on some of these players. It's a very big stage here in Boston. SK towards B, waiting passively. Towards A, Fallen. 5 versus 3. As SK look to steal Overpass away from Fnatic. Gifted around, gifted the lead once again.
This is a tough position, there's no doubt about it. 50 seconds now for Fnatic, and they're in a spot where they just don't have anything going for them. There's no map control really, and it's kind of given up by SK because they have that 5v3 situation. They can play the defensible positions at the bomb site, use each other. The team play is one of the best commodities. Lekro might in the 1v1, he needs to win it! And maybe there's a chance now for Fnatic, they have to go with this. Lekro will start to dart up, but there's lots of players and lots of utility, and not to mention Fallen himself!
Missing the shot onto Lekro, but won't miss the second one. 3 kills have fallen in this round, and he finishes off Flusher as well. And that is exactly the boost that SK needed. Game point, SK.
But the money doesn't stop here for Fnatic. They still have more in the bank. And that means that there's really a chance for them, but they need 2 incredible rounds because, as you say, James, the momentum really looks like it's back in the hands of the Brazilians. And I don't know how they keep finding strength. Where are they pulling their strength from? It seems to be never-ending. Such resilience here.
Tactical timeout for the time being. Oh boy, it wasn't easy on Inferno, and it might not be easy for either of these teams on Overpass. Here we go. 10 seconds away from what could be the last run of Overpass, but maybe not. This time, JW is on the AWP as well. There's been many occasions where Fnatic could have picked one up on the T side, and they opted not to, but now they will mix it up.
Deep breath for both teams. In these very critical moments as Ferg goes forward, there's no breathing for him, it's just a straight out sprint, but into JW's reticle. Oh no, Flusher, early pick from him as well, through Monster, I think through the smoke actually. And now desperation sets in for SK. Of course, they are 2 rounds ahead. They've guaranteed at the very least overtime, but Fnatic are looking very good to take this round with the numbers advantage that they have. SK making a play with a boost, looking for information. Ooh, Lekro spotted. Oh god, this is quite awkward. Lekro moves, he hears all the jumping around. They may make a play to try to take him down.
So he must know at least 2 people are on the B-bomb side. And that might cause the aggression. Coldzera, yep, I'm here. Now Fnatic in the connector position. Now we're getting to the mid-round calls, the late-round calls, and Fnatic need to come together and take something. They had some information, they didn't quite act on it, it doesn't seem like. And now the clock starts to run down, and this is where we've seen errors in previous rounds when SK with pistols. Taco taken out towards the B bomb site. They know Colder's on B as well, and now Phelps is starting to move. 30 seconds remain. Phelps coming in from the back just as they move through short, and in the mayhem, they may not expect Phelps, but now Phelps is alone. And the money for SK, he's got to save at this point. They need that gun alive.
This is ridiculous. I feel like you have to throw all the theory and all the statistics of these 2 teams and these maps just out of the window right now, because Fnatic are back in this one, looking to try to secure the overtime as SK did to them in the previous map. And again, we can't forget that this is SK's map. It's maybe they are the best team in the world, historically at least. They are incredibly good on this map, and it's the TT sides that tend to be so overwhelming and so difficult for other teams to deal with.
Interestingly, JW at some point swapped out for an AK-47. I don't know if he'll go back to the AWP before the end of this round or what he'll choose to do. Fallen will have money for an AWP of his own. And no, Fnatic will continue with the 4 AKs, although they could buy an AWP if they wanted to. But it doesn't particularly seem like they do. JW may be picking the AWP to just punish Fer's constant aggression.
And it is interesting, as you noted, that Fnatic did wait a very long time before making a move in the previous round. And I think it is just because SK, you know, they will push something, probably. And if they don't, then you kind of get screwed over, not leaving yourself enough time. But enough about that. Coldzera and Fallen on the AWPs. Fnatic with a quick take of sewers, as they so often have, and Fallen looking to make sure that Connector is not given up without a fight. Has a good angle with this AWP. Is there any flashbang or any utility here? It's the brazen peak and a big punish. Oh, there you go. JW does get the trade frag. That is very important. 4 versus 4 now. That does give Fnatic a slight edge.
Yeah, it is a risky position because rotating out of connector like that leaves you exposed to the high ground and the low ground. JW understanding that shuts down even the greats like Fallen. But Taco has an Coldzera has an AWP as well. He's fired a shot, so they know there's a second sniper rifle on the map. But will they expect this kind of aggression? Debates there, but somehow JW stays alive. They know 2 people are deep into long, but can they act on that in the meantime? SK know that they might, so they get aggressive, start peeking, trying to find out where Fnatic are. They spot people outside B. I don't know if they saw the bomb as well, but SK are now prepared. They know what to expect.
Big frag by JW, entering the bomb site. SK in a lot of trouble. Cole, zero, that's a great shot from him. Taco goes for the wide peak, doesn't stop the running, and everyone is down. SK, they're still alive. They'll take overpass against Fnatic, against all the odds.
What a crazy map of overpass. And again, Fnatic so close to that game point, but that anti-eco round was a complete disaster. And here we are. We are going all the way to Mirage. This is a war of attrition. One of these teams has to play again later on.
I don't know if my heart can take it, James. This is intense. Some of the most intense Counter-Strike you'll see. The majors really do bring the best out of people, don't they?
They do indeed. That was a rough one. But it's in the history books now. One more map to come. We'll see you back here after the break.
faz quando tem mana pra caralho? Nunca tem mana pra caralho.
Phelps, we pointed him out in the first map as one of the guys who was struggling the most, really came into his own here. A couple of individual plays that kept SK in it, especially when you consider Fur had a quiet game, very quiet game for his standards when it comes to overpass.
Yeah, and obviously just not an Inferno player, definitely turned up in a big way on overpass. You can see that he had 71 rounds, 35 to SK, 26 to Fnatic. So back and forth, so intense. Actually, that 10 point assist on life, it deserved a literally blow. It literally blew. That's how lit the game has been. Just crazy stuff. So let's talk about this tactical component you got for us. We saw so many eco rounds that were won.
Exactly, this was the one. Don't mind the score here. It's actually the 13-13 round. You can see round number 27. So you can see that SK Gaming are on an eco. This is a half buy, what we call it. Kevlar, no head armor, pistols, couple of grenades, scout on Fallen. He goes for the early aggression, fires a shot here, makes himself known. You can see Fur is just spotting long range. And this makes Fnatic play very scared from this point on. I'm going to fast forward it a little bit so you guys can see they're very timid right now, just waiting for a push from SK Gaming because they know how aggressive they can be on that CT side towards the A bomb side, but they are really taking a lot of time. Fasha's still holding a push from B. You can see where the bomb is. Now it's under a minute left on the clock. Yes, they still have a lot of utility, but they haven't gained ground. They need to clear toilets here, clear this corner towards long. You can see the stack from SK Gaming here. Tower with Fallen, with the scout. He gets neutralized, but Fur is still there. They know it's a tower, but because of that, they don't expect a third player to be in the corner. And that's Fur. He gets the kill on JW. Most importantly, picks up a smoke from his corpse and the AK-47. That makes Lekro very nervous in a sense. He knows he has to help his team. They're all coming from the same way. You saw also Phelps getting great timing on that flank, pushing through connector, and now Fnatic is in a terrible situation. They basically have to look out for 3 or 4 angles at the same time. Taco in that corner, another Joker player, so to speak, in that setup, gets 2 kills with the 5-7. And just Fnatic, in a very crucial round, being just a bit too hesitant, and SK smelled blood in the water and went for it.
And what I really didn't like about that round is, like you said, Fnatic did a really slow A default, and typically you would expect 2 people to start at the A bomb site. They pulled the 3rd guy to the A bomb site, but they've been making no B presence the entire round. So they're allowing themselves to go into a stack. They're allowing themselves to go into a really bad situation late in the round. They haven't gotten map control at B, and SK got it. They're in Swamp. They allowed a quick rotate to the A bomb site and a quick flank to the A bomb site, which completely screwed Fnatic over.
And usually Flusha is the guy who would stay maybe around the party and pull back with the connector, but the bomb was left, so he had to, as the last player, pick it up and push. That's why they had no one watching out for Phelps.